of which we're going to visit the old home place and some of the ancestors that are left and our future generations. This is the old home place here at the Buzbee farm. Not much left of it. The home is torn down. The pecan grove and acreage is now owned by Wayne Walker. Was purchased from Uncle Barney Buzbee. I think we'd all give our eye teeth to be able to own some of this land now. Maybe one day some of it will come back into the Buzbee family. My mother, Verona Hightower Buzbee, is the oldest living member or only living member of the generation that is left. She married Lovell Buzbee. Of the children of John Benjamin Buzbee was Benjamin, Barney, Lois, Letty, and Lovell. And all are deceased now, and their spouses are deceased other than Verona. So let's talk with her. When were you and Lovell Buzbee married?
July the 2nd, 1938.
Where?
Where?
Uh-huh.
In Bonasula at the Methodist Parsonage.
And you have how many children?
Three children, and I have, my oldest one is Tracy. He has 2 children, 2 girls, Tamara, Tracy. And I have Kenna. He has 2 children, little Kenna, Kenny. And then I have Carol. She doesn't have any children. Lovell's daddy was a farmer, and he was a well-read man. Had a big pecan grove. Lovell's family, in Lovell's family they had 2 girls and 2 boys, 3 boys. They had Benjamin, and Barney, and Lovell, and Lois, and Letty.
Michael tells me we have the newest member of the Buzbee family, the Buzbee,
Yeah.
the future Buzbee generation.
You're right.
So tell us about it, Michael.
Okay. I just had a son, Branson Buzbee, born on June 15th. I was the first grandson on my side of the family, and this would be the first great-grandson born on my side of the family. I have 3 daughters, and I was expecting a girl, but we had a son. I'm real happy about it. I'm not sure it's affected me as much as it has other people, like the photographer here, but we're real proud and real happy that we have a son.
How much did he weigh, and how long was he?
He was 7.5 pounds, and I think about 22 inches.
And how did everybody else react, like
Well,
Delano?
He wasn't there. This was the only birth we've had where he wasn't present, and when he realized we had named it after him, I think he felt a little remorse. I'm not sure about that, but he was touched that we named it after him, and he and I both feel like the children are important. It's special to have a boy, but the girls and the boys are equally very special, and I think you're happier than we were at one point almost. So I hope he, I guess the last comment I would make was, I hope he grows up and serves the Lord overseas as a missionary. That would really be a pleasant surprise.
That's
for
great.
mine and my wife.
That's great. Your father was Ernest Buzbee?
Ernest Buzbee.
How old were you when he passed away?
I think I was about 6 or 7 years old. I don't have many memories of him. You probably remember more than I do. You know, I talked to some people that work for Granddaddy and talked about Daddy every now and then, but I don't really have that many memories of him.
What
And
is your
also,
fondest memory of him?
my fondest memory, I think, is riding in the back of a truck, going through some fields, or just, I don't have like a long-term memory. It's a memory of just a small shot of me riding in the back of the truck, or I remember I was having fun.
How about your granddaddy,
My
Benjamin?
granddaddy, I have no memories. I just remember he having all this equipment, playing on his equipment, and a lot of old pulpwood trucks, and seeing very little of him.
And your grandmother, Lucy Mae?
My grandmother, she was special. She was my buddy. And when she passed away, that was probably the hardest loss I had really in my family that I was really conscious of. And it affected me. I was going in the 7th grade in the middle of practicing for football, and when she died, for some reason, it hurt me so bad, I quit playing. I just laid it all down for some reason. It really sort of tore me up. But
Delano's kind of been a daddy
he's sort
to
of been
you.
a surrogate father. He and I, we're both sort of hard-headed in certain areas now, so we're not. I'd like to be a lot closer to him, but he's got his life and I have mine. And but he took care of us, and he was always our fun machine growing up, and did things for me and my sisters that my daddy hopefully would have done, but because he passed away, he wasn't able to. So Uncle Lanky took over, and he's helped me through the years make some major decisions in my life, and I've asked him for some key questions that I wish I would have had a father to ask, so I always went to Uncle Lanky for some advice, and he'd always say, I don't know, what you asking me for? That was sort of his way of answering yay or nay. And so we were real happy to name him after him. My dad named me not after my grandfather, so I didn't feel so bad about naming mine not after my dad.
Well, Michael, we're real happy for you and Sue both.
Well, thanks a lot. We're looking forward to a new experience having a boy.
Great.
Okay, one thing to add, Uncle Lanky told me about his name. He never liked. His name is Brinson. His grandfather, when he was being born, came in the room and was drunk. They said nobody will fess that. They'll always say he was just high. But Uncle Lanky said he was just pure and out drunk. He says, I never got to name my kids, so I want to name this one Brinson. So that's where Brinson came from. And that's the adage here.
This is the home of Delano Buzbee. It's the old Benjamin and Lucy Mae Buzbee place where his kids were born and raised at. I want to talk with Delano today about his ancestors and the latest birth in our family.
Oh.
What is your full name?
Brinson Delano Buzbee.
And you're the son of?
Benjamin F. Buzbee.
And?
Lucy Mae Buzbee. Lucy Mae McCown Buzbee.
Were you born in this home?
Yes, I was.
And you have how many brothers and sisters?
Well, I've got one brother living, one dead, and one sister. Ernest, Melvin, and Virgie.
And we have a new Buzbee boy in our family, don't we?
That's right. Brinson Michael Buzbee. Named after me.
That's quite an honor, isn't it?
It is. Makes me feel great. It's the second one I got named after me.
And the other one is?
It's Delana Buzbee. Now, what her middle name is, I don't know.
Well, let me tell you what her middle name is.
Oh,
It's
Karen. That's right. Delana Karen. She's named after you, too.
Right, and I feel real honored about that, too.
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
Yeah. When is your birthday?
March the 14th, 33 is when I was born.
What are your fondest memories of your grandmother and granddaddy Buzbee? Do you remember them?
I don't remember Granddaddy Buzbee. The only thing I remember about him is when they lifted me up when he was dead. He was in the casket and Dad lifted me up to look at him. And the fondest memories of Grandma Buzbee was spending the night and sitting on the back porch watching chickens fly out the tree. She'd get you up before daylight and for breakfast and sit on the back porch and watch chickens fly out of the tree. She was a great woman.
Do you remember how those good homemade biscuits she made and the
Yeah,
syrup?
that was the main thing. You get up there, she always had breakfast. She had breakfast before daylight. Always did. And the night when she'd get you up, you had to get up and eat too.
How about your daddy? He was a farmer?
Yeah, Daddy was a farmer. Loved farming, done anything in the world, I guess. Care we can get out of the county. As long as he was in Jefferson County, he was happy. Mama was a housewife. Most loving person I ever knew.
She was a good cook, good homemaker.
Good cook, good mama, good
She
wife, good
She
homemaker.
fed many a people at her table, didn't she?
Yes, she did. Especially watermelon seed.
Everybody's camera shy, aren't they?
I guess they are. You're funny.
What can you tell me about our family? Anything?
I can tell you a whole lot, but not in front of that camera.
How about when you were a child growing up? What do you remember? What is the most you remember as a kid growing up?
Being happy, I guess, and being I don't know, Walkena was a family community. You just, everybody was your family. And we all played together and running up and down the dirt road, and we just had a great life in Walkena. Great place to bring up kids. But one house was just like your home. If you wanted to eat with somebody, you just popped in and eat. And they didn't care back in them days.
There were a lot of boys around to
Yeah, we couldn't
play
go
with.
very much because back in them days you didn't go very much. Walking was just didn't need to go. We had a lot of togetherness walking and raised up together, played together. Had a lot of good times.
Now, how did the name of Brenson Delano Buzbee come about?
Well, it come about by my granddaddy. He gave me that name. And Mama said that he come in there after I was born and said he was high as a kite. And said he didn't get to name any of his own kids. And he wanted to name me. And Mama loved Granddaddy Buzbee. Said Grandma Buzbee. Whenever Mom and Daddy got married, she was just 15. And Grandma Buzbee didn't think Mama was going to take care of Daddy. This is what Mama told me. She didn't think she was so young she wasn't going to take care of Daddy because he was crippled. And Granddaddy Buzbee just loved Mama, and Mama loved him because he took up for her. Whatever, Granddad always took up for her. So it really, Mama said it made her proud that he wanted to name me, so she let him lay it on me, and that's how it come about.